carried out my last basement plant. Tomorrow is the plant sale. Here we are. I think I'll go from what I consider worst to relatively best. I'll start off with the basil. I kind of fried them, putting them out, not taking better watch on the sunlight, and also some colder days too that I had them out. So I have a lot of leaf burn on significant amount. And those will be price reduced just to get them out of my hands. Over here we have an assortment of tomatillos and cherry tomatoes, more cherry tomatoes. This is the lettuce. Really came in the last week and a half. This is half of the butternut squash. This is some borage I dug up from my yard since they self-seed easily. And I've been plucking them lots of places. Let's go this way. This is the cilantro that came out beautifully. The dill and parsley I had out in the colder temps, so they took a while to come in, but they are lush now. I was worried about them for a while. Here we have Swiss chard, looking good. Kohlrabi also looking great. I wouldn't mind if people didn't buy the kohlrabi. I would really like to grow that myself. Pak choy got sunburned, I guess, but I don't know why, because it was in the same place everybody else, but this seems to have suffered the most. Rounding out the Asian greens, the tatsoys. I just love how green they are. They're just so green. And the bok choy, slightly less green, but all very dense. Alright, let's see, we got some tomatoes, the Paul Robesons. The tomatoes are not as big and green as I wish they should have been. A lot of it is the medium. Here's the San Marzano and Opal paste tomatoes. So I don't think the quality of the potting mix that I mixed had enough nutrition, and I didn't feed them early enough, or I don't know. They are just not as green as I've seen, and I know that they could have been or as big. This is the cucamelon or Mexican sour gherkin. I started these later. I mean, at the time they're supposed to be, but I guess because they're tiny plants, so they're tiny seedlings still. They're coming along. I had very poor germination on my cucumbers in general, the pickling ones and the slicing. Market More, I can't remember what the other ones are, but it's like 50, maybe 50% germination, so I have a lot of empty pockets that I have to clean out before the sale. This is the black creme. Then up here is the German greens and the Rutgers. Down here we have the cherry tomatoes and some tomatillos thrown in there. This is the marigolds. I have here the spinach and a mix of spinach and Swiss chard in this tray. This is the sunflower medley, different colors, at least 5. Some had all 5 come up, some didn't, but most of them did. Then the onions, New York yellow, a red onion, and a Utah yellow. I didn't have as many seeds for those, so it is what it is. But they got really thickened up since, I don't know, a month ago, I guess. So I'm really excited by these. They look really good. Then coming back up, we got the jalapenos. These were the ones that were grown in the Miracle-Gro, and they are gigantic. And I forgot that they were in the Miracle-Gro, so I kept feeding them. They are very tall. They are, I'd say, 16 inches tall, most of them, but definitely 2-3 times taller than their counterparts. And the best looking one would be this tray of poblanos. Also very green, which is weird because the rest of them are very yellowy looking. Like the bell peppers, mostly yellowy. And then some of the mishmash of poblanos, and bells, and jalapenos. And these were with the mix of potting soil that I did. So I have to up my game on learning how to do my own mix. This is the other half of the butternut squash. They came out really good. The ground cherry. I was really worried there. They were so tiny for a while, but now they're starting to fruit. So I got those. Nasturtium, I realized later on, is problematic as far as transplanting, maybe. So this might go into the sale batch because they are looking sad. People might not want to pay full price for those. And rounding out is the rest of the borage that I started inside. This is the tomatillos. Tomatillos look really healthy and tall. And last is the corn. And that's just, you know, for giggles. That'll be $1 a plug. And that's it. That's all of them. So the majority of the week was spent putting in the labels with the popsicle sticks and pricing the popsicle sticks. Because I really, I thought I was just going to put up big signs that said, you know, this plant is this price, but then at some point I was going to be completely overwhelmed and forget what plant was what. So I already had the sticks, so I might as well put the prices on them. It wasn't that big a deal. And I thought I had done a lot of the popsicle sticks. I probably did like 50% of them. So I spent a couple of days, you know, just slowly, surely going through and writing them out and pricing them, sticking them in. Also printing out price sheets, going to the bank to get a whole bunch of dollar bills because, you know, that's the name of the game. And I gotta make a checklist of all the stuff I want to bring, my computer, all the paperwork, all the writing utensils. And then obviously packing this all in. Probably be a few trips. I can leave them overnight indoors, so I'm gonna do majority of them tonight, and then hopefully as few things as possible tomorrow because it's gonna be an early day, and there's a lot going on, not just my plant sale. If we don't sell a majority out tomorrow, then the day after is an event they're having that I could potentially sell the rest of my plants at. And then next weekend is a yard sale in the area that I could, you know, put a table up and try to get the rest of them out that way. And I will try to film a little bit of the sale, you know, the setup and stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow. Other than that, talk to y'all later. Bye.